Hello, thank you for joining us. My name is Linda Tiong. I'm one of the IBM technical specialists for the IBM Spectrum Protect Plus line. Today, I'll be talking to you about our newest release, which is version 10.1.1. I'll be discussing the backup management for VADP Proxy. We'll discuss the post installation option that we have available, and then as well as doing an update. And then I will also go over some of the proxy management option as well. Before we go to the actual VADP portion, um, I want to bring your attention about creating multiple sites within Spectrum Protect Plus. Prior to this release, in order to do so, you have to do it at the command line. With the current release, you could actually do it very easily from the Spectrum Protect Plus portal. Multiple sites actually allow you to create local resources such as vSnap backup repository, VADP proxy for each of the site. This in turn give you a better performance, enhanced performance for all those local resources, as well as a more accurate representation of the actual environment. In order to demonstrate how to do that, I will actually move and hop to the demo that I have. This is the Spectrum Protect Plus portal. I already logged in here. Under system, you could see something called site. When you select site, you could see I already have multiple sites created in here. You could easily create site by selecting the plus button, and then you could name the site that you want. Perhaps you want to create something called West Coast. You save that, and that will give you a new site. Let's go back to our slide. For some of you that just not really familiar with proxy, VADP proxy, this is actually a process to give you capability to do load balancing and load sharing and load balancing for backup. Prior to version 10.1.1, a backup will create an NFS share on our vSnap, and then in turn that will be mounted to the EXX host. With the new release, when we create NFS share on vSnap, that will be directly mounted on the proxy. Now, why is this helpful? This is helpful because by doing directly from the proxy instead of going to the ESX server, we'll be eliminating an extra network hop. So that will give you an overall better performance. We also reduce some of the load on the ESX server, as well as reducing scope for errors, and also limit some of the NFS mount limit there. In order to do installation with this new version, we could do that through the Spectrum Protect Plus portal. Prior to this version, the only way to do the installation is to install it manually and locally on the Linux server. So that actually a pretty manual intensive process and prone to error. With the new version, we give you the option to do post installation from the GUI. I've listed in here some of the requirements that we have. I'm not going to read through it because a lot of this information is actually available in the user guide as well as in the help section of Spectrum Protect Plus. Now, how do we do the post installation? I'm going to go to this step really quick and then demonstrate that to you using our portal. But you could again go back, navigate to the VADP screen. You go to the system, select VADP Proxy, click on the plus button. The install VADP Proxy dialog will appear, and then you could fill in the right credential in order to do that installation. Similar thing for the proxy update, you could do that from the GUI. If there is a different version on the proxy VADP proxy, you will see an update icon next to the status column. This blue with an arrow update column will give you option to click on the icon, and then you'll be presented with credential to actually do the update. So let's hop back to my Spectrum Protect Plus portal, and I will demonstrate to you how to do the proxy installation. So again, go back to the system. VADP Proxy is where we want to go to. Right now, I have one local proxy with the primary site. And if you want to install additional proxy, you click on the plus site, enter the host name and IP address associated with that server, and then you could enter the credential, the username and password for that. When you click an install, it will use that credential, the root password and name credential, in order to install a copy of VADP proxy software on the Linux server, respective Linux server that you select to be used as the proxy. The installation will take a few minutes to complete. Once you complete that, then you have the option to select the site that you want, and then you also need to initialize it. You could initialize it by clicking the action button in here. So there's an option here, say initialize. Once you initialize that, that proxy is enabled and ready to be used. I mentioned earlier about updating the version of the VADP proxy. Currently, I have the latest version listed in here, which is 10.1.1.46. If there is a new version available, then there is a button in here next to the status that allow you to do an update. Now, an update process typically takes longer than an install, because what the update process actually do is actually removing the older VADP proxy software and then installing the new version of the proxy. So it's very important while you're doing the update to make sure that the proxy is not being used for a backup process. How do you prevent that from happening? You could do so by going to the action button and then click on suspend. So while you click on suspend, the proxy become unavailable to be grabbed by a backup process. As the upgrade continue and finish, then you could go back here and resume that process so that the proxy become available again to be used. Another option that I want to show you is how to set an management option for the proxy. So you click on action, select set option, and you could see VADP proxy option. As I mentioned before, you could choose the site, respective site for this proxy. In this case, I have one local host, so I'm going to keep it as primary, but you could select site that most pertinent to your environment. And then there's different transport mode that you could use for the proxy. Again, you could select that. You could choose one of it, you could choose all of it, or you could choose a combination of it. If you're using NBD SSL, there is an option to use NBD SSL compression as well. You could choose the option to disable it or select the most applicable compression algorithm that you want to use. There's two other options in here. There is number of day you want to keep the lock. You want to retain the lock before erasing that. And then also you can set the buffer size in byte. I'm going to click cancel of that. Once you finish configuring the proxy, VADP proxy, you do have the option to actually set the particular proxy to be used from a job level. So for instance, if I want to use a particular proxy, perhaps I want to set up a this particular proxy to only use NBD SSL. So I'll leave that like that. and then I'm gonna use skip compression. I'm gonna save that in here, and now I want to go to my job and select that particular proxy. So you could go to the backup job where you set up your backup job. In this case, I will expand this vCenter, and then perhaps I will select one of the machine, and then I could go here and say select option. As you could see in here, there's an option to choose VADP proxy. Default is by site. You could pick the default site or any site that you have there, but there's also an option to go by a particular proxy. So hence it gives you the option to select and define a particular proxy that you have. Now in this example, I only have one proxy, which is the one that I just changed to use MBDSL compression, which is the local host. So I will select that. When I save this job, this particular job will in turn use that local proxy that I just modified. This will conclude our demo for the VADP proxy installation, update, and management portion.